we finally, well, I say we, Tackling and Obold and Luzai through sheer utter persistence, finally managed to work out how to get into the temple. We discovered a massive, I think it's stone pot, I think, stone jug or something.
Ceramic jug, a brightly coloured ceramic jug.
Yeah.
Brightly coloured ceramic jug, which turns out to be a jug of alchemy. So we know a couple of things that it can produce, and it only seems to produce that thing once you've asked for it, and it doesn't change until the next day. So it's quite cool. Doesn't seem to produce anything like healing potions, but does definitely produce beer and water. I think are the two things.
Don't know. We haven't tried it yet, have we?
I'm pretty sure we tried beer.
Yeah, we did
Yeah,
try
but we
beer.
haven't tried healing potion.
I got beer after it.
Oh, maybe it was just a suggestion when I was like, let's try healing potion. But anyway, fair dues. We can test that next. After that, we did a bit more traveling, and then we got to Camp Vengeance, but everyone seems to be slightly cuckoo, either from isolation or diseases, or just, I don't know, general Looney Tunes. I charmed the commander, which turned a really sticky situation into a less sticky one, but he now seems to want us to stick around before we head off on a mission for him on the next day, to go find a missing patrol. And I think that is where the session ended last time.
Yes, so you were just being led towards the tents to allocate you some quarters, and it invited you to dine at his table that evening, I believe.
Something like that.
Of course, that does bring up this slight problem that charm person lasts an hour.
I think we were planning to go before that, weren't we?
Yeah, I do not think we planned on being anywhere near this place in the next 60 minutes. So, yeah, we've been shown our quarters in the tents, and we've been left to our own devices for a couple of minutes. Yeah.
So let me get my correct things up. Righteous. Please, so this is nope, that's because that's Camp Vengeance, that's why everything looks wrong. Or that Camp Righteous, not Camp Vengeance. The tents is okay, right, so yeah, one of the guards shows you to this section at the one side of the compound where there's about 10 tents, quite large tents set out. So each tent appears to be intended to house about 4 people in reasonable comfort. They've got log floors to keep the occupants above the mud and damp, and they've got reed-filled mattresses for sleeping on. Now, however, it doesn't look as comfortable as it's intended. It doesn't look like the material that's being used is particularly suitable for long-term use in such like a humid environment, and the canvas has become riddled with mildew and fungus, and there's the floors already warped from damp seeping up through the mud, and there's signs of vermin, both like rats and mice, and possibly other things living in the mattresses.
We're lovely.
Nice.
So you get shown to two tents. This one, no, it's a selection tool, not a drawing tool. This one and this one. So you can divide yourselves. Well, there's only 5 of you at the moment, of course, because Tackling and Cade are still lurking
At the
out
boats.
by the river. Yeah. So they're probably just bearing that in mind. I suppose they'll probably just allocate you one tent, or maybe the ladies one tent and the three of you another tent.
Okay. So
So yeah, so Solida and Azaka won't get this one. Just putting them there,
Right.
that doesn't mean that's where they actually are at the moment. Just putting them there to show that's their tent.
yeah, no worries. So I quickly bring the others up to speed with everything they haven't heard, and I don't know if anyone saw me casting at the commander, but clock is ticking, folks.
Which
My
one?
personal vote is for us to exit stage left as quickly as possible before he
Yes.
comes full batshit crazy on us.
I agree.
I agree 100%.
Oh, you're not there, Cade.
Am I not? Oh, sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all
Disembodied
right.
My bad. My bad.
It's all right. It's all
from
right.
the boat.
Yeah, we're just gonna say we're just gonna like interrupt actually and see what you two are doing. So there's I don't know if you can see down by the river. There's you and Tackling sort of lurking
Yeah.
out of sight.
Yeah, I heard that, but when Fufuk said that he was gonna
No
pick
problem.
up everyone to speed, I thought we are back together. Sorry,
Ah,
my bad. My
no
bad.
problem. No problem. So yeah, so there's you two down on the river by the riverbank. So what are you two up to? They've been gone for. Oh God, it must be a good going on half an hour by now.
Just stick by boats for now, Phil. If
Sorry?
they're not planning, stick by boats for now. If they're not planning on sticking around anyway, then we're gonna need these boats to get away, aren't
Well, you don't know what's happening.
we? Okay, well, yeah.
Yeah, the
let's
last thing.
stick
Yeah,
here.
so yeah, they went into the camp, and
Stick here.
yeah, so that's the last you know. So you just wait in here.
Yep.
Same goes for Cade.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Go on then. You can continue the rest of you.
So quick. So I suppose quickly bring everyone up to speed. We have a quick conflab and just say, I think our best course of action is to get out here as fast as possible. I don't think this is a healthy camp. Tried to cure the commander, did not seem to dent it. Unless someone knows some magic local remedy to cure total utter delusions, I think we should get out of here. At most, report back.
Salida offers, interjects, says perhaps that's what this patrol was doing. Said, didn't the captain say something about a witch doctor or something?
No. You just said lost patrol.
Yeah, it sent him to a witch. It sent him because it heard there was a witch doctor.
Yeah.
That had access to like unusual magic.
Can't remember him saying that.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why they sent, because they'd heard rumours about it. So they'd sent this patrol had gone to see if they could secure support. So they have like a different, some different kind of magic to support to assist them.
Okay. So, right. Let's get out of here and then continue with our mission.
If anybody says outside, we're getting his rest of his equipment from his boats.
Correct. So just walk out the door, hop in the boats, and
Hill.
head off. Head down the river for a ways, and then
Okay, so
I
you
can't remember the main map. I assume we go downriver again, or do we just cut cross country at this point? Can you guys remember? Hang on, I've got a map here.
Can't remember.
So what you sort of turn to leave, and a soldier appears from the tent closer to you, to the just below the tent that's been allocated to you. He looks quite sort of gaunt, and a little bit stressed, and looks furtively about before carefully approaching you. Says, you the group that's the group that's just arrived?
Yes, though we just need to go fetch some more equipment from our boats. Yes. What's up?
It's all right. You don't have to pretend. I overheard what you were saying. Says,
Marvelous.
I need to speak to you.
Yeah, crack on then.
And he waves you towards his tent.
Okay, I suppose we head over to his tent then.
Okay, right. Once you're
Not-
inside, he goes, sorry?
I'm going to say not all of us, because it look a bit suspicious if all of us just suddenly walked off with him to his tent.
Okay, so who's going, who's not then?
I'll wait outside.
I'll go.
Okay,
I'll go with a loop eye towards the
Okay.
gate going outside.
Azaka and Salida come with you, accompany for food. And this once you're inside the tent, he goes over and quickly looks outside again and pulls it closed. Says, "Thank God!" Says, "The captain's gone mad. We need help. We desperately need help. Most of the people here seem to have succumbed to some kind of madness." I think it like a few. It's ever since started happening a few days ago. There was this weird fog that engulfed the camp, and then it can't have been with about a few hours afterwards, people started acting strangely. It seemed to affect almost everybody. There was a few that seemed unaffected. I mean, like myself and a few others, but the commander seemed to think they just treated them like traitors and deserters, as if they just seemed really paranoid. Some of them managed to escape the camp, but the rest that questioned the commander, they were. He sort of pauses for a minute and says, "They were executed. Bodies outside." Says the one, and they were the lucky ones. The clerics, clerics of Erroneous. They're doing terrible things to the others in the tent to the north of the commander's tent.
Or is that the healer's tent?
Yeah, the healer's tent. I think they've been. Says erroneous helpers. I think he's abandoned us.
Yeah, probably. You should follow the traveler. The Lidamara is a way better god to follow. Doesn't do any of this weird ass stuff to you. Honestly, a Lidamara is a way better deity to follow. Anyway, but Fufuk sort of pulled himself out of, he keeps forgetting he's a cleric and should be preaching and converting the course of justice. I mean, converting people to the course of justice or whatever. He always gets those two mixed up. Well, look at Zarka and Salida. Have they ever heard of anything like this before?
Right, they both sort of looking at each other, and Azaka turns. She says, "There's something that's known locally as mad monkey fever. There is such a thing as this mist. No one knows where it originates from, or if it's alive, or it's a mist, sort of a blue glowing fog." And the soldier goes, "Yes, that's it." And those it comes into contact with are driven mad.
Is it fixable?
It appears to be appears to be sort of magical in nature. So sometimes the people just over time people recover. But then some people don't. As to a cure, I don't know.
So, if I remember right, didn't I cast Identify on the camp commander?
Mhm.
And there was like no indication of him being under the influence of
Nope.
anything. And I also cast Lesser Restoration on him.
Yep.
And there was no effect
Nope.
from that either.
Nope.
So, I look at the three of them in front of me and I say, I've used the magics I have available to me to try and cure him already, and to no effect. So unless someone has something that we can actually go and do,
So the
like a natural remedy.
soldier speaks up again. Says that some of the commanders, lieutenants that recovered were either unaffected or recovered from the madness. They approached the commander and suggested contacting the witch doctor that's supposed to live in the ruins of Mbala. One of our guides before he was executed suggested that the witch doctor might have a cure.
So, I mean, do we want to stick around and just use some of the soldiers as cannon fodder and head off to the ruins? Because that's where we want to go anyway.
Saying that to.
Azaka and obviously Salida.
Salida says, "I can guide you to the ruin. I know the way. The way to Mbala."
Okay. I head. So, are you guys just in the other tent?
Stood just outside this one.
Okay. Well, we'll obviously check loudly enough that you guys can hear us.
Right, Azaka says, we can't abandon these people if there's a way to help them."
Oh, we can. Absolutely fucking can. Like without even a second thought. But she knows Fufuk long enough now to realize his conscience is scatty at best. So, what do the monks think? Having been
I think
brought up to
it's
speed?
it's worth a shot.
We're going to be going that way anyway.
Okay. Cool. Do we want to keep our party split up so we don't have to bring the rest into this madness, just in case we get tangled up in stuff?
What do you mean?
Well, keep the others outside, because they got Cade. They can put up a Learman's tiny hut if they need to encamp, and then we can meet up in the morning.
We're not staying here, are we?
No, we're not staying.
Oh, I thought. Sorry. Okay, so we're not staying to use the soldiers the next morning. We're leaving right now to get to the ruins.
I think we're better off leaving right now, especially since your spell has a
Yeah. There's a clock
duration.
ticking. Yeah.
Because I don't want to be here when he realizes what you've done.
Yeah. Good point. Usually goes really badly, like super badly at that point. Okay, cool. Thanks to the soldier. We take his details, just in case we meet up later, and we go fetch the rest of our equipment from our boat, and we instantly set off for the ruins of Mbala to try and get our hands on the witch doctor, who I assume is going to be the Oracle Naga we're looking for anyway.
Okay.
So we try and saunter our way out under the guise of fetching our stuff.
Yeah, so nobody interferes with you. You see a few people, guards and stuff that you see are acting on in some level of strangeness. Either it's like repetitive behaviour or speaking to people, somebody that's not there, or as you pass pass between Commander Breakbone's tent and the healer's tent, you or one of the healer's tents, there's one on either side. You hear just a faint, almost muffled, pitiful kind of moans, painful moaning coming from inside.
Who went into the tent previously?
Nobody's been in the healer's tent.
No, somebody was. Somebody went
Somebody
in.
spoke
me.
to. Yeah, so it's poke the ready.
They didn't go
Oh,
in
yeah,
the tent. They just spoke to him.
There's a icon or something.
So that holy symbol I gave to her.
Holy
Yeah.
symbol. That was it.
Yeah,
So I
gave it to
mean,
Sister Caius. Sias.
I suppose if we're kind of there,
Yeah.
then Fufuk, just out of sheer curiosity, will poke his head in and see what's going on.
I don't think you should have done that.
Right, possibly not.
Okay, you can make a. Wanted to say stealth. Is it stealth? I keep forgetting what the skill. Stealth it is indeed. Oh, very good.
Not bad.
Very good. So yeah, you stick your head in inside this inside the opening to the flaps of the tent. Nobody seems to notice you, and you're assaulted by the smell of sweat, blood, excrement, and just death. So there's bodies wrapped up in bloodied canvas on the floor, kind of piled up under in corners, and on the beds, what you presume are soldiers strapped down. Some of them must be dead. They've like chests. The chests or the stomachs have been opened up. The contents either in the process of being removed or completely removed. Some of them, there's one guy that's been like trepanned, top of his head has been removed, and one of the acolytes in there is in the process of shoving holy symbols of Heronius inside his skull.
Just
The
had
dead
to get that
person's
infill, didn't you?
the dead person's skull.
I thought we were going to say something else, to be honest, but glad you said
Well,
what
you
you did.
presume they must be dead, yeah.
Sorry, yeah, I kind of got lost halfway through the description. So, are there any live soldiers?
You presume so. You can hear some moaning coming from at least one of the beds.
Okay. Are there any? How many acolytes / priests
So
are
there's
hanging about?
Sister Sias and a couple of acolytes.
Okay. I mean, do we? I mean, if we start a fight now, we're literally going to end up fighting a random bunch of mad dudes.
So nobody else
Just
knows.
go.
Nobody else knows this, obviously. Nobody else has seen this.
Well, yeah, but once the screaming and the running and the yelling, they're gonna know.
Yeah. No, I just
Okay.
meant this is purely on your decision, because nobody else is the rest of the party is unaware of what's actually inside the tent.
So the parties get out of there.
I beckon Obold over to come take a look at what I'm seeing.
Oh dear. I'll move my way over then, Phil, after
Okay,
having a look
you
around.
can also make a stealth check then.
So did you say me?
No, Obold.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, right. So you
Nice.
join Fufu can peer in through into the tent and witness this horrible sight,
So I
horrible,
say,
blasphemous sight before you.
so I go, so Obold, how fast do you think we could gank this lot? Or do we rescue the soldier on the table and then hope that we come back with a cure at some point to undo this mess?
I'm gonna use some chi, Phil.
Okay.
I'm going to bring it up.
So
Make sure how much it
lawful,
costs.
a lawful neutral character.
Wait,
Whiz.
not that. Oh, is it in the features? Ah, there we go. I'll cast Silence, Phil, on the middle of the tent.
Okay.
Oh no, no.
I just want to check one thing. I'm just going to check
Okay.
the
Let's see. Do they notice?
radius.
It's possible that they notice.
I want to check them.
One moment.
Concentration.
Perception, wisdom.
Well, what does Obold look like when he's unleashing chi?
Constipated.
Yeah, it's kind of more a yeah, sort of concentration thing. It's not like a obvious casting thing. I don't think.
Thought you said constipated.
I
No,
did
you
say
did.
I did say constipated.
Furrowed brow, muscles straining.
You've got to think he's a half orc. He's not going to look exactly thoughtful, is he?
Okay, Sister Sias straightens up and looks around. She says something to the one of the acolytes. Obviously, you can't hear what she says, and she instantly starts looking around and sees you at the
Okay,
entrance to the tent.
As soon as
Oh.
this happens,
Well,
as soon as
I
this
want-
happens, sorry,
hang on.
carry on.
I was going to cast Silence, Phil,
Mhm.
and then I was going to rush in and try and knock out that one that's shoving the holy symbols into that person's brain.
Okay, let's see.
Why did you have to complicate this?
Well, yeah, of course.
It's not something I was going to let go, is it?
No, of course not. We can see your rolls, by the way, Phil.
That's all right.
Well, I can.
That's all right.
All we had to do was walk away.
Okay. So yeah, it's this one here that's performing this sort of.
I'm
surgery.
assuming that it's going to be dim light inside the tent. I'm assuming, is that right?
No, it's not dim light. No, it's brightly. It's brightly lit.
All right.
Performing surgical procedures.
Not very well though.
Well, no, they have no surgical.
Yeah,
No
but
knowledge.
the main reason I was doing it is one for the element of surprise, and then they wouldn't hear me rush in
Yeah. So no,
to hear
it is brightly
and
lit.
hit that one. Well, I'm going to still rush in because they can't hear me,
Oh,
but it won't let me into the tent, Phil.
No, it won't. So just one moment. Let's put. We'll have to. You'll have surprise. I'm going to put everybody onto thing, but you have surprise against the two acolytes. But Sister Sias is aware that something's amiss.
Am I nearby to this?
No, totally.
outside.
Okay, that's fine, don't worry.
You're
No, that's something
blissfully
completely
unaware.
This is some that roll that one I just rolled was something completely different.
All right, it didn't go well, whatever it was.
Who?
Oh, we've got turns. Sorry. Blah, 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 blah. Ha, fuck you all.
Oh dear.
Well, that's not gone well.
No, it hasn't, has it?
Right. Cord.
Oh, well, I'll still go
all-
before the Acolyte. It's just Sister Sias that's going to go before me. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Could Sister Sayers and the other two all please roll me wisdom saving throws against hold person, please.
Wisdom saving throws.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
just.
what difficult class? Sorry, is it 15?
Should be 15. HR.
Okay, Sister Sias has failed. One of the acolytes has failed. It's 15, that is, anyway. Oh, they've all failed.
Oh, theory. Right, so yeah, so I'll whisper to Obold, they're all frozen. Grab the soldier, let's get out of here.
What?
I said I've cast hold person on all three of them. Grab the soldier and let's get out of here.
No. They're all committing unlawful acts on helpless soldiers. Not abandoning these lot.
Yes, but they're crazy. We're going to go find something, to go find a cure to cure them all. There's no point beating the living what's it out of them now.
I
Cure
think we're
them
too far
later.
gone for the moment.
Anyway, I'll go try and rescue the soldier. If Obold's going to beat up acolytes, and I'll go try and
So
rescue
you've got,
the soldier
so
off
you've
the
done
table.
your action, so you got move action left. So you're going.
Yeah.
So right, okay.
So I'll head into the soldier on the table to try and cut him free or whatever.
Okay, and then it's obviously it will be Sister Sias and the acolyte, but so next it's Obold.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna have to try and take. She's gonna have an attack of opportunity on me.
No, they're
Oh, no.
frozen.
Oh yeah.
Oh, frozen.
Well, it still won't let me in, Phil.
It's all right. Don't it? Just
Well, I'm trying to
imagine
move
you're
myself
inside.
to where I'm trying to move myself to where I need to be, but
If you want to be inside.
yeah, that's it. So I'm going to attack this one.
Oh, so with advantage, that's for sure.
Okay.
So,
Rightio.
I'm going to try and knock him out, Phil.
Okay.
No.
So you're doing doing non-lethal damage, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
That's the 25 to hit.
I would say that's a hit.
Ooh, maximum damage. 9.
9.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Okay, right. You just like smack him in the face or her in the face, and yeah, she goes down, conscious.
Okay. I'll move me remaining 2 attacks onto Sister Sias then.
Okay.
I need to hit.
That's also a hit, yeah.
Again, non-lethal damage.
Yeah.
And bonus attack.
It's also a hit.
19. 7 points of damage.
Okay, right. So you batter her about the head and shoulders, but she's, despite that, she's still actually appears to be conscious, although not happy from the look in her eyes. So that's 11, isn't it?
It's a happy bunny.
Next round, I think they get a save now. They get a the conscious ones get a wisdom save.
at the end of each of the turns. So it's
Yeah.
at the end of the turn. Right, so it's next round then, and reset initiatives, and roll initiatives.
Fuck for that.
Initiatives will
Right.
last anyway.
Bold.
Okay, so
Wisdom
first one is
saves.
Obold.
Wisdom
Uh,
saves.
Yeah, they don't get their wisdom saves at the end of their turn.
Yeah, but
Oh,
they've
yeah,
just had
sorry,
a
yeah,
turn.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
Just in case reactions or something come into play.
Would
There's
be
only 2 of them conscious though.
would be this term, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would rule in that it wouldn't start this turn because the first one would have been when you.
otherwise, they get
shifted
two saves in the first
They
turn.
will be getting 2 saves straight away.
Okay,
Exactly.
cool.
I'll do
I'm looking
non-lethal again
favourably
on
upon you.
Sister Sias.
Okay.
We never do that, Phil.
Okay, that's
Nice.
another strike.
Ew, 4.
Okay.
Another one. I'm assuming that's a miss.
She's got
It
no dex
is.
bonus. She's got no dex bonus,
That's true.
so she's held. So
Her dex
so
bonus
unless she's
is
wearing armor,
non-existent. She has no dex bonus.
Bonus attack then.
You've never missed that, have you?
Yeah, even with advantage, I missed it.
You've missed a frozen person.
Yep. Assume
Well,
a 17 is it, has
Punched
it,
her
Phil?
armor. Yes, it is. That's it. Yeah. Just punched her. Oh!
going.
You should temple instead.
Got 8 for damage for that one, Phil.
8 for damage. Okay, right. You smack. I'll be okay. So you smack around the beat her about the head, and yeah, she collapses unconscious onto the floor.
I just leave the one next to
It does.
Fafook. So I'll move Phil so that I'm in the entrance.
Okay.
Oh, I can't move myself.
It's
Yeah,
it's because they've done a weird thing for making a. I think they put like a cross for the walls. They did. Strange. Well,
Right, Fafuk will head up to the soldier on the table and try to cut him loose.
Okay.
And then,
Okay.
depending
So
how
when
much...
you go to cut him loose, you see that he's got sort of like really looks like a bad tailor stitched him up sort of around the sort of lower the just above the abdomen.
Oh, so he's just got a bad scar.
No, I mean a bad
As in
tailor.
he's missing the bottom half of himself.
No. There's an incision being made sort of from his abdomen up to just above his belly button, and it's been
Okay.
stitched back together. But if you imagine somebody stitching two bits of canvas together with string, and it's kind of pulling the stitching apart.
I'm really struggling to understand. So it's just bad stitching, or is the bottom half from a different person?
No, it's just bad stitching. So it'll be,
Right.
let me see if I can give you a sort of,
No. You've explained it. So as
So
soon as I see the
like
soul
that,
hit
an
him with a
incision,
tear spell,
and then it sort of stitch. But where the incision is, the stitching's not pull the incision together. So there's like you can.
right? I cast a cure wounds on him for 11 hit points.
Okay, right. That seals that up.
And because that's my action, I'll do what I can to try and get him free. So at the start of the next turn,
Okay. So now the acolyte. This is the acolyte gets a saving throw. That's against 15. And they failed.
The spell's great for picking pockets. I mean, saving people.
But you really need to pick the pockets when they're like that, do you?
No.
Okay, so reset initiatives. It's only.
Oh man, my initiative's going down.
Just
So they're all unconscious except the one acolyte
Oh,
who rolled a 1.
oh, it were the acolyte.
yeah.
Oh man,
oh,
we
well,
I
the
rolled
believe
rope is
I'm,
better.
I'm going first on a 10.
by 0.01.
Yeah.
0.02 rather.
I'll do the same with this one, Phil. I'll
Okay,
try to knock them out.
go ahead. Okay, so Lou High and just you're stood outside with Salida and Azaka, and you can hear you know
Nothing.
something
Nothing.
going on. Oh no, you can't because
Nothing.
yeah. Sorry, the silence spell. Yeah,
Could hear nothing.
yeah, true.
That's the point, Phil.
Yeah, true. I'd forgotten about the silence spell. You hear strangely nothing. It's really oddly quiet.
The tent walls occasionally shuffle.
Ripple. Okay, so
And our fork fist comes through tent.
all collapsed when Obold hit the tent pole instead of Sister Science. Okay, right, you. So the acolyte's still standing.
Okay. I'll
Going.
hit him again then.
Smother her with your trousers. It's a hit.
Yeah.
Okay, right. This time she beat her unconscious.
Well, while he's seeing to the soldiers, I'll go and find some rope of some sort if they've got any in this healer's tent,
Yeah, there's.
and
yeah.
tie them all up and gag them all.
Okay, fair enough.
Fafuk will cut the soldier loose. Make motions for him to sort of come out of the tent. I suppose grab, if there's like clothing around, just grab something to cover him. I assume he's got clothing on, not clothing
You
on.
got scraps of
Stuff. Okay. And
not totally naked.
and then Fafuk will pop out of the tent to meet up with Azarkas and Salida and catch Lazai's eye and make frantic motions for let's get out of here now, and sort of start casually wandering, supporting the soldier towards the gate, try and get out.
Radio.
Trying to be as casual as possible. And then as we're walking, we'll quietly sort of say, oh, Obold's just finishing up having a quick conversation in the healer's tent, consulting on, indigenous remedies and things.
Okay. So yeah, when you emerge from the tent, Zaka and Salida sort of help you with the soldier, help you obscure him. They seem a bit alarmed as to your course of action, and quickly, sort of help you quickly get him out of the gates with as little fuss as possible, trying to avoid any being spotted.
Yeah. One head down to the boats. Are the boats out of sight of the ramparts? I assume.
Not really, no.
Okay, so the chaps are in full view of the.
Yeah, they can quite easily see the boats. Yeah, the two guards on the gatehouse.
I casually call over to Tackman and Cade and go, Ready the boats, chaps. Important orders from the captain, commander, just in case the guards can hear what I'm calling to them.
Uh-huh.
We're to set off upriver and search for some medicinal plants.
I'll ready the boats and Phil.
Okay. Okay, right. Well, so eventually you're joined by Obol rejoins you, and you get into the boats and get away with surprisingly nothing happening. The guards appear oblivious to you. They're not paying you any attention at all. Two guards that's on the gatehouse.
Nice surgical strike.
I'm just finishing up something. I'll be right back.
Okay, so you've so yeah, you get on the boats and paddle away upriver, and soon.
Upriver. I say Ambala's like southwest of here, isn't it?
Yep. Let's get back onto the player map chunk. Take a while to open up. But yeah, upriver. The flow to the coast, the rivers. Where flow
Ah, right, yeah, sorry.
towards the sea.
So, yeah, because we've been going against the flow, haven't we?
Yeah. Probably take a while for, as usual, to.
There we go. Let's the leader guide us then.
Okay.
Probably take another boat, couldn't we?
Yeah, I think we could take an extra.
You can probably take as many as you want, yeah.
Yeah, I think we only need another one though, because we've got two, haven't we? Between the 7 of us. So if we take another one, that should be more than enough between 8 of us, including that soldier.
Is there such a thing as too many boats?
Right. Well, possibly, because if we end up like alone in a boat, it could cause problems. I'm just thinking. Just typing up the notes quick.
Therefore, we'll let Selena take the lead.
Okay.
See if she knows the way to Umballa.
Right, so she tells you that follow the be able to follow the river Ocean Star will take you all the way to the Aldani Basin. And let me have a look at my map.
Is that where that large green ring is near Umballa?
Yeah.
Right.
So once she says once you reach the edge of the Aldani Basin, which is mainly swamp, it'd be better to go on foot and follow the edge, along the edge of the jungle until and head west towards Mambala, which is in an area of it's like an area of canyons and plateaus.
Just quickly trying to type up the fight before I forget it.
What's that area to the west near the Mistcliff Mountains? Why did we have that ring?
That's where we thought Mbala was going to be. I think.
Oh, I thought that was for something else.
Mambala's marked on your map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It always has been.
Yeah, but we never. I can't remember if we didn't want to assume that was it or something like that.
No, that's for something else. But I can't remember what it is.
You can make intelligence checks if you want to try and remember, I guess.
Check.
Check.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
I didn't.
No idea. It's a circle on the map, but beyond that, you have no idea the relevance of it.
I don't even know it's a circle, Phil.
Let me
For all I know, that's a hexagon.
int check. Yeah, no idea. Let me check my map because I marked stuff on my map. Maybe.
Is
Got
that
a
to do with an
14, Phil.
archer?
Sorry?
Got a 14.
Yeah, could it have been that place where he thought the
Oracle lived.
robot? No, the robot with the amulet that needed the bracelet to control it.
No,
Could it
that's
have been?
Vaughan,
That's marked on
which
the
I
map,
think-
the Vaughan,
Oh, is it?
the X Vaughan that says Vaughan, yeah. Cade can make
No.
an intelligence check as well, I suppose.
Yeah,
Oh,
doing it.
Vaughan. Okay.
14,
were
good enough,
told-
Phil.
No, we were told the
Just
Oracle lives west of Mbala. I think so, because that's what I've got marked up there. But of course, I could definitely be wrong.
We're just thinking if it's to do with the Naga.
Mm. So I'm pretty sure the thing was blah 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 west of Mbala. So it's not Mbala itself. So maybe there's a witch in Mbala, which has got nothing to do with.
Okay, surprisingly, Cade's intelligence checking. So anyway, so tackling.
It's 11. It's 11. It's a bad
Yeah.
roll. 11.
So tackling and Luhai. You remember it's supposedly the location of Orlunga. Where the oracle is.
Oh, so the Oracle wasn't in Mbala.
No. That was to the west of Umbala, wasn't it? So that's where the Oracle is.
I hadn't put Orolunga on my notes. I'll sort that out now. Cool. Orolungo. And in Mbala is where the witch lives. So that
The
must be a
witch
separate
doctor. Yeah.
witch doctor. So that's a different person. Okay. I'll just put a note here that says witch doctor. Right.
Okay. So presumably you share that information, Luhai and tackling share that information with everybody.
We're like, oh god, yeah, it's been weeks. God, I've totally forgotten where all this stuff was.
Yeah.
So yeah, the other thing while you're paddling upriver, the soldier that you've rescued appears to have a fever, and he's seems to be in pain. He's constantly like clutching his stomach and groaning and complaining of like severe stomach pains.
I'm guessing they've shoved something in him. I asked the soldier if he remembers them clerics putting anything in him, or was he like passed out when they did it?
So it's hard to get anything out of him because he appears to be quite delirious. and he's obviously suffering. He's obviously in quite a lot of pain.
Are we
But
checking for surgical scars?
he has
Yeah,
got
he's got
a
a massive
massive,
zipper.
massive surgical scar that were really badly stitched up. They weren't.
Yeah, but I thought that was his head, but they were trying to jam something into his head. Is
No,
this in his
that
belly
was-
as well?
No,
That was a
weren't
dead
normal.
body.
That was.
Oh, okay,
normal.
sorry. Got confused.
But yeah, he had a big scar sort of just above his between his like abdomen. Like
Can I do a medicine check to see if
I
I
suppose, yeah.
I do apparently sometimes try to practice some of this medicine mumbo jumbo.
Okay, wow.
20 to it.
Okay, right. You feel around, prodding his stomach and stuff. And as you do, is obviously in a lot of pain. It's obviously very painful when you do it, and you can definitely feel there's several hard objects in like being put inside his abdomen, sort of abdomen area.
Marvelous. So I'm like, right, we're going to have to operate on this gentleman and get these things out of him. Shall we put ashore quick? And then I won't be wrestling a semi-conscious soldier. We're going to need people to hold him down while I do my thing.
I'd rather we move a bit further along, to be honest, because I don't want to be within easy reach of them following us.
Yeah, no, fair enough. We can keep him ticking over until we can sort him out. I don't really have any spells to deal with pain other than cure. Yeah,
Oh, there is something, and we got like a ridiculous amount of beer.
yeah, but we don't really want to pump him full of something. We're going to cut him open.
I could punch him in the jaw really hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you might just kill him.
And the pain would just wake him up anyway, I would imagine.
Okay, we keep on going.
Okey-doke.
We've got a couple of hours. If we move a couple of hours away, then hopefully we can try and set up a camp somewhere.
So.
Give me 2 minutes, I'll be right back.
Right, so you cover as much ground as or much river as you can in the hours that you've got left before you're forced to come ashore to make camp. But so long as you're not being followed, or even if you are being followed, they should have got. So long as they don't carry on through the night, you should have made put enough distance between you,
Nice.
providing they don't continue sort of force march. In which case, they might get to you if they come the right way. If they come after you.
Have we set up camp?
Let's pull over and set up camp then, Phil.
Okay.
Cool. After we set up camp, I prep for surgery.
Rightio. Should be interesting.
Just out of interest, would it be better to do it inside Lehman's hut so there's not as much like dirt and stuff around?
Yeah, good idea.
And not swarming with insects.
Yeah, that as
Yeah.
well.
I'd hate to close him up and close in a few mad monkey fever bugs in him. Right, we do that.
Okay.
Clean water.
Sterilise and stuff.
Well, Do we really need to? I mean,
Yeah.
no. But
Yeah.
what I mean is, do we know? Like, do we know that that's a thing?
I
Well,
would. You can make a medicine check. See,
I
just
would think
it'll
with
be. I would say it'd be just part of the medicine check. If it's successful, then
Yeah. That's fine. It's just I don't. Medievally, there was no such thing as
No,
sterilizing.
it was quite late on when I mean that guy who suggested washing the hands. He were a doctor at
wow.
Bethlehem Insane Asylum, I think, and he
Anyone
was.
anyone assisting my medicine check so I can get advantage?
And I think he were ridiculed out of profession for suggesting
He
that
was.
washing your hands would like stop the transference
He
of like
was.
germs.
I think he ended up in an insane
It did,
asylum.
it did,
Yeah.
it did indeed.
I just watched that episode of Midnight Mass when she's talking about that. Anyway, that's beside the point. The exact same guy though. Strange. I just finished watching it today.
Yeah, it's good.
Anyone helping me with a medicine check so I can get advantage?
I will. I will.
Awesome. Cade will be my gorgeous assistant.
Okay, so you have to expend the use of your medicine kit as well, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You're all disadvantaged then.
No, I think I just rolled twice.
Yeah, you did.
So it's 12.
Yeah.
I got an 11. You got 12.
Okay.
That's
Right. So
bonkers.
it's you cut him open. He's making a hell of a lot of noise. And it takes some effort to hold him down. He's losing lots of blood, and it's a mess inside. You're not really got a great deal of experience in this area, but it looks like
Nope.
so you're not really sure what you're looking at, but you easily find these foreign objects that appear to be holy symbols, erroneous holy symbols.
Awesome.
There's 3 of them. But yeah, your attempts are quite clumsy. He has to make a constitution save. Oops, no, not like that.
Was that medicine check to treat him, Phil?
Sorry?
Was that medicine check to treat him?
Yes.
Oh, right. I thought it was just to see whether or not we'd.
No, it would like it'll like encompass all that kind of thing. It's
Oh,
not a case. It's not a case like getting into the fact. I think it's a bit pointless getting into idea whether they know about sterilization and things like that. So
yeah.
it's just a roll.
Plus, I mean, honestly, I think it's less likely you'd learn about sterilization in an environment where you can just clap your hands together and a god takes your problems away.
Hmm.
I mean, technically, they probably wouldn't, but yeah, you could argue that they
Oh,
would.
yeah.
But again, it's not. I would assume that kind of thing is like taken into account.
Yeah, I would imagine they'd do like cure disease afterwards, wouldn't they?
Possibly.
Yeah.
If they were
It
actually
depends.
operating on someone.
Oh, dear me. Unfortunately, he dies during the procedure.
Oh,
Oh, diddums. Oh, well, are the holy symbols worth anything?
They're silver, so they might be worth a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, Fafuk rinses them off and pops them in his pocket. Oh, that's a shame. I really thought we could maybe rescue one. Oh, well. Dig a hole, pop him in it.
I'd suggest cremating him more, to be honest.
Yeah, but then we send up a smoke signal.
Yeah, but otherwise we might end up with someone outside that wants to kill us,
Oh, you mean like the undead kind?
like the rest of the things that's moving through the forest at night that we normally see,
Yeah.
or the
good
jungle.
thinking.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, good thinking. So we suppose we build a small pyre and at the appropriate time, maybe after dark or something, set it on fire so the smoke can't be seen.
Yep. Just one moment.
I
Wait.
thought we managed to recover a porter. Yeah, it was a bit. Hey, we got to beat the living crap out of a bunch of clerics of Heronius. So, hey, at least I had a fun afternoon. Oh, there's an Afrikaans expression which is quite beautiful, which I thought you monks could use. It's when somebody slaps someone in the face really hard so that the spit and snot flies out of their face, and it's called a snot clap, which is basically a snot clap, which is like or a snot slap. That's probably it. Which, you know, so you might
Nice.
add that as one of your attacks. Snot clap.
Have I not set up the stream correctly? You've seen that that message you put in chat.
Oh no, I'm there now.
Ah.
But I was there for about the first 45 minutes, I think.
All right. Oh, what you mean the camera?
Yeah, it was just black.
Right. Yeah. It for some reason it had selected some random program instead of the Discord. Right. Sorry. Right. Okay. So yeah, you dispose of the corpse. Let's see. Where are we?
Inventory. It's not equipment, is it? What would holy symbols fall under?
I don't know.
Would come under your
Consumable.
inventory, wouldn't it?
Yeah, being the inventory.
Yeah, but it's not equipment, is it? Oh, tools. I've got a holy symbol under tools. I'll add some there as well. I'll put down
Holy symbol item. Yeah, it's just listed as spell casting focus.
cool. No, it's cool. I'm just going to edit this and say I've got 3 of them. Happily, there's no weight to them, so that's good.
No, it'd be negligible.
Ironious holy symbol. Right, cool. I'm sorted. Are we good?
Yes. I'm just looking for something. So, the night passes without anything of note happening anyway. So yeah, the next morning, you can make preparations. Let's see. Takes us to the 9th of fire season. 7 in the morning. So yeah, take a long rest. Use a long rest.
I like that button. So I suppose the wow, that looked like a 2. It was an 18.
That's somebody's not going to like that
No.
divination roll.
I'm,
Tackling
I'm,
tries to
I'm looking for recipients for people who
Tackling
will
tries to
have.
wipe his ass. He rolls a 1.
You what? Sorry, Istvan?
No. I'm sure I can use it, wisely.
Yeah. I'm sure it's sort of fun use. Yeah.
Um,
So it's
I suppose the
should
question is,
use the,
do we want to go to Mbala to see if we can catch up to these soldiers
should review
and
the-
assist if they need an assist, and then carry on to Orolunga? Or do we just bypass Mbala because it's just more grief and hassle than it's worth?
Might as well still go. As I said, it's on the way where we need to go anyway, so we might as well have a look around while we're there.
Yeah, it's cool. It's absolutely fine by me.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you need to reduce your rations or do your casting, prepare whatever preparations you need to make before setting off again. I presume you still all got your supplies of insect repellent and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. We're on day 9 now.
Day 9. Right. Okay. So you have a exciting meal of berries and water, and tackling create some water so you can fill you're able to fill up all your water skins as well. And you set off again. So within about
Oh,
sorry.
just before we go off, Fafuk sneaks up to the jug. If no one's watching,
Okay.
puts his hand on it and says, what did I want to say? Lemon juice. And then sneaks off again.
Okay. Are you gonna check it when you do it, or are you just gonna check see if there's
Sorry.
any? Are you gonna check see if there's actually any lemon juice in it, or are you
No.
just gonna, no? Okay.
No, I want someone else to find out.
Okay. Right.
No, not lemon juice. Lemon juice is highly unlikely. I'll go vinegar.
Vinegar.
Well, lemon juice could be awesome because someone gonna think it's piss. Just ruin the joke.
I'll wait like half an hour and then ask Tacklin if he's tried to make anything yet, and then watch closely.
Franklin's just happy with beer in it.
Please take a huge swig. Sorry.
Oh, not doing right. Okay. Not doing so. Right. Fair enough. So after you've brought camp, made your preparations, you get underway again, and within about an hour, you come to the edge of a vast sort of swamp that stretches out ahead of you as the terrain opens up, and the river sort of like say the river Social Star snakes its way into this swamp. At this point, Salida suggests that it'd be better to go on foot because taking the boats through the swamp will just be slow going, and you need to be heading sort of westish anyway.
West.
Go.
Try and stow the boats somewhere where they're hidden, and
Plus the
then we
swamp
can hopefully retrieve them.
can be dangerous as well.
I ask her how far is it to the edge of the swamp before we head back into the jungle?
Sorry.
How far through the swamp do we head before we get to the edge of the jungle?
Well, you can just you just like
Oh, right.
don't go into the swamp. That's what she's saying.
Well,
Yeah, dude.
stash the boats in the jungle, then hide them from view.
Okay.
But try and mark it so we know where they are.
I shall put a little mark on the map just so we know approximately where it is. So around here somewhere, say. Well, maybe not there actually. That's not even where you are. So,
Yeah, we don't want them in the open.
well, I know, but there's different. There's different bits of a mixture of terrain on a terrain spot. So an open terrain bit might not just be consist of completely flat terrain.
Yeah, if it is.
We'll set off on foot then.
Okay. Right. So you do that and then head away from the river, Salida, leading you towards the jungle initially. And she suggests following the edge of the jungle, but not too closely, obviously.
Yeah.
But using it as a guide, and that you've got the option of close enough so that you got the option of going into the jungle rather than being stood out in the middle, sort of more exposed with nowhere to go or less options.
Fair dues.
Okay. So you can all make a perception check as well.
Coming.
Is that the first one tackling's got above like a 15?
Could be.
A natural 20.
For some time, yeah.
I see the future.
Okay, not so good. Is that everybody? That's everybody, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So apart from Cade, you notice that Azaka is again like furiously, like seems to be intent on consulting the like notebook that she pulls out every so often.
How's it going, Azaka?
No, that failed.
So yeah, she looked up. Yeah, fine. Says, "I'm sure this is what we want to be doing."
Say, Azaka, we've travelled a long way together. We've come through thick and thin together. I think you just need to spit it out now. Secrets kept around, whether we're lost or not, may have serious repercussions. So if you have some concerns, say them now. I'll only take the piss out of you for a little bit.
It's a question the decision of following Salida, but the choice is yours.
Well, Salida said she knew where Mbala was. Is it a place that you've been before?
Just check. I'm not sure. I don't think she does know where it is right now. So no, she has to admit she's not she's not travelled to Mbala. She's not overly familiar with this side, the west of the Socian Star.
I'm just thinking of it as picking up some more experience for selling yourself as a guide after we've finished.
Right. She just shrugs.
Is it like she doesn't trust Salida, or is it just that her nose is out of joint that she's not guiding
I
us
don't
to
know. You can make an
Mbala?
insight check, I guess.
What's my insight check like? Hopefully it's wisdom based. It's like decent. Hey, let's see. 16.
Okay. You think it might be a bit of both.
Interesting.
But she also appears a bit distracted as well.
Okay. Fafuk decides to keep a weather eye on Salida. Zaka has proven herself a few times. Salida seems a strange fish. Okay. He
Right.
shrugs.
Okay. I don't know if you whether you share that information with anybody. You might want to make them aware that you share that information. If you are, if you're not, then I don't think anybody.
I'll chat to Cade in Halfling.
Yeah, so nobody else was. Yeah, picks up on that basically, unless you tell them.
Yeah, I'll chat to Cade in Halfling, as we do constantly throughout the trip anyway.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Right. So about noon, you find that your path is blocked by a creek that runs all the way and disappears in the distance into the jungle and appears to run all the way to the swamp of the Aldani Basin to the south. It's about 30 feet wide, but it all looks quite shallow. And when one of you is about to set off walking across it, Zaka, or rather Salida, grabs you by the arm and yanks you back, almost pulling you off your feet. Piranhas. Waters around here are infested with them.
More piranhas.
What's a piranha?
Fish. Nasty little things.
Are they edible?
You are to them.
Can I fish for them?
You
But
might
what's
be
the
able-
best bait? What's the best bait for them?
You.
Yeah.
If you dip your leg in, you'll come up with you'll soon catch some.
Really?
Really.
Are they big or small?
About a foot long. Although
Mm.
I've heard there being some bigger ones, but you don't get the normal ones in this. But it's only shallow water. But the places, waters around here, like I say, they're infested with them. By
So we
walking
need
across
we
there,
need
they'll strip the flesh from your bones before you get halfway across.
So how wide is the stream?
It's about 30 feet wide.
If we walk across the top of the water, would the piranhas leap out to attack us?
She said she's not sure. Possibly.
How fast does the water move?
The water's like most of the water in chunks.
Sluggish.
It's really sluggish. Yeah, you can see
Okay,
which way it's flowing, but it's
I cast water walking on the party
okay.
ritually, and then I go, see you on the other side, and run to try and get
Hang on. Sorry, how wide is this?
30 feet.
Okay, I know I have water walk, but I will do.
Misty Step.
Yeah, misty step. Yeah, I will misty step from
Okay.
one side to the other.
Okay. Foot runs across. Can make a dex save, I guess.
Dex. Can I? Sorry, I keep closing my character sheet down.
So while you're watch gobsmacked as Foot just legs it across the river, the rest of you can apart from Cade who's teleporting across, the rest of you can make a perception check.
Oh wow!
What a waste. Okay, so tackling Lou High and Obold, you while you're like just looking
You mean
over,
everybody?
um,
Top kid.
a little bit further down downstream, there's some trees overhanging the creek, and you see a few monkeys scramble up the trees and then swing across the creek on like vines that are dangling from the branches of the trees. They, like swing clean across the creek, landing on the other side, and then run off, disappear.
So these totally unencumbered monkeys who live their entire lives in trees can swing across a stream, so therefore we can. Okay.
Why not?
Why not?
It's an
Yeah,
option.
me with studded leather and this shield and this backpack are just gonna go.
Anyway,
That's
so how did that
typical
deck save go?
12.
12. Okay, so so while you're going on, something grabs hold of your toe, and you take 2 points of damage as the one of these sort of rosy pink, reddish and almost golden reddish fish, like pops up out the surface, and like takes a bite at a chunk out your foot.
Oh.
You hear Fafuk yelling
Or
something.
ankle or whatever, but you can see the water's like
Crude.
just beneath you, it's just seething, as if the water's boiling. You can see like amongst all like this seething water, you can see hundreds of these fish.
As I look back, can I shout some encouragement? Come on, faster, faster, run!
Can I move up closer to the jungle, Phil, so I'm classed as in shadows or dim light?
Um,
Or can I use my teleport to move from one side to the other?
I want to point something out now that I only just thought of the other day when I was sadly thinking about the monk and your monk abilities. You know how you always have to be in dim light or shade to do your shady step thing?
Yeah.
If you cast Pass Without Trace, it surrounds you, but with swirling darkness and something, which Phil always says, well, in bright light you show up instantly. Yeah, but you're now in darkness. You can now use your ability anytime you want.
I think it's got to be dark where his target location is as well.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, but if you're within 60 foot, stood in a bright chamber, you cast this, and it's like swirling things around you. Just thinking.
let's see.
Anywho,
So there's a small chance there might be something nearby, but no.
I would imagine at the edge of the jungle there would be shade.
Yeah, you're not that close to the edge of the jungle as yet.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If I move up to the edge of the jungle where the stream's going up,
You could, but you'd have to move you'd have to go for quite a way as yet, because you're still heading towards it. You're not at that point where you're following the edge of it yet.
the other option is Fafuk could cast screw it, Spirit Guardians, and just stand in the middle of the stream and then just nuke everything.
I think
Just
I like it. I like
just
it.
depopulate this part of the river.
Then we have water breathing, so you could just submerge yourself into the water
how far is it you're supposed to be able
and
to
walk around like a submarine.
how far is he supposed to be able to do a jump, Phil? A running jump?
Not far. It's like
Jump.
15 foot, I think, depending on your run up and stuff.
Jumping, long jump. When you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet up to your strength if you move at least 10 feet immediately before the jump. When you make a standing jump, it's half that distance. But you can make a roll to try and like not double it, but add half again. So
Right. what I'll do then is I'll point out the way that the monkeys went across to Salida and Azaka, if they wish to go across that way, and then I'm just going to spend a chi point for Step of the Wind, and I'm going to do a running jump across the stream.
Okay, what's that?
Because the jump,
One.
it allows your jump distance to be doubled for the turn.
All right, and your strength is
14.
all right. Yeah. Okay, no problem.
Oh, nice. Holy cow. Like a jackrabbit. So how's Tacklam getting across then?
I'll do an acrobatic roll on the other side as well. A nice little flourish.
Just to show off.
Yeah. Well, acrobatics comes in next to no use for anything else, so might as well.
So yeah, Salida and Azaka opt for the tree with the vines. And
Well,
start walking.
acrobatics are mega skill.
It's never used.
I've used it a couple of times.
So yeah, so what's go on.
Use it to bypass enemies and they can't take a
Yeah, you can do a
reaction against you.
tumbling thing, can't you?
Yeah, I've only ever done that once. Most of the time, you can just nip round them with our speed anyway.
So what's
So it still provokes an attack though, doesn't it? If you don't use acrobatics.
Mm.
Ooh, Tacklam. Nice.
Tackling can freeze the water.
Choose an area of water, sea within range. If it's 5-foot cube, manipulate it, instantly move, or otherwise change the flow of the water as you direct it with 5 feet. Cause water form simple shapes. That's not much use. Colour, and freeze the water. Cast this multiple times. You can have no more than 2 in effect.
I'll freeze my way across.
Okay, so you're going to basically make stepping stones.
Yep.
And remove the one behind you.
That's the plan.
Okay. Well, it is ice, so we'll have a dexterity check just in case, just because it is ice, so it could be potentially slippy.
I'm just going to hear the sound.
Oh my word!
What was it?
Oh,
Oh dear. Right. Let's see.
Oh, 9's not terrible.
when you're crossing a river full of piranhas, it very well could be.
No, but he's water walking, so he can't actually go into it.
Oh, there is that, yeah. But he could just be laid on top.
Yeah.
And if it's frozen, right? He's got momentum. If it's frozen, he's going to trip and he's going to slide. He's not going to go in. He's just going to. He may nibble his nipples, but that's about it.
It's only the 5-foot
Well, his
cube that's
nipples.
ice. So he'll just fall flat on his face on a barrier above on the water, won't it?
Okay, so you don't get very far. You go back 10 feet, and then you slip on your second stepping stone that you make, and you slip off the ice and fall onto the with a bang on top of the water. You can make a dex check, a dex
Full
save. Sorry.
nibbler.
Oh, that's better.
Okay, right. You narrowly escape as a few of them, a handful of them, leap out of the water and try to attach themselves to your rear end. You manage to scramble and slip and slide across the rest of the creek without losing any chunks of your backside.
Blue Eye's turn.
Meanwhile, as Akra and Salida quite skillfully swing across the creek.
Don't look as good as jumping
I'll
across
use
the
a cheat
entire
point.
creek, though.
Using a chi point.
I'll take a running jump and use a Step of the Wind, Phil.
All right, so you're going to do the same thing, is it?
Just without the acrobatic flourish that I did. So it doesn't look as impressive.
Okay, and your strength is
12.
okay, so that's not as far then, is it? So you'll have
Yeah,
to
but
make it. You can make an athletics check then. See if you can get the extra distance. Well, they're still going to land on the surface of the water, but presumably you could just run across the surface of water anyway and take that risk. Just to see if you don't need to do that.
Ooh.
Okay, so that fails. So yeah, you jump and land. So it's 24. So about just over about 5-6 feet short, and you can make a deck save. You can make it at advantage because you're moving fast and you've only got you're very close.
Deck save.
A deck save. Oh yeah, no problem.
Oh wow.
Boom. Okay. So yeah, you all overcome in your that little obstacle in your own unique ways.
Fuchs hobbles a little bit theatrically.
Right. Okay. So
I ask Salida if she knows any history of Mbala. Anything pertinent?
right. Let's see. History of Umbala. Let's see. Does she know something? Leader. Intelligence. So she tells you she knows. She doesn't know a lot. Let's see. What does she know? She knows that it was Mbala used to be the seat of a small kingdom in Chult.
I'd have been shocked if it was a small kingdom somewhere else. Decide to up sticks and come here.
But it was destroyed or something happened, destroyed or abandoned about 200 years ago or something. But she don't really know.
Okay, isn't that about the same time that Obtuo decided to disappear?
Yeah, something around that time. Yeah, possibly.
It's related. Cool. Noted.
It's a
Okay.
pleasant little land.
Yeah. Okay. So you continue heading away from the river, and the rest of the day travel the rest of the day without event anything untoward's happening. And now to the point that just before you make camp, you're now following the line of the jungle, probably about quarter mile away from it. So we can reveal some more terrain because you're in open terrain, so you can see the surrounding bits. Okay. Just have a look at the map.
Anything I can use my telescope for to get a better perspective on?
So ahead of you, in fact, I shall reveal some. I'll just check in and see whereabouts that is. So that's
Oh, aren't the
that.
monks still getting trained up by Azaka just in case they've forgotten to do rolls and stuff? Because we've
Yeah,
been
I've been rolling
traveling for
mine.
like
For the
3
herbal
days.
stuff, we are, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for like 3 days, I think. We've
Yeah,
traveled.
I've been rolling them.
Me
Ah,
too.
okay. Cool.
Okay, so yeah, you can see it. So to the southwest and west, rising in some cases, rising above the canopy of the jungle, you can see like this vast area of like red massive red plateaus of rock rising up like hundreds of feet above the floor. Let's see, we should be able to put some of that on. Not that one. Forget that one.
Yeah, so Fook breaks out his telescope, and if people want to use it to scope out what's coming, if it gives us some advantage in understanding which way to go, that would be quite cool.
Just move that out of the way a minute.
Disappointingly, it looks like the beaver camp is cancelled.
Oh yeah. Oh, so there you go. You can see a bit more as the sun sort of highlights these massive natural rock structures in the distance.
Is it like the Arizona ones where you've
yeah.
got like these big sort of columns of
Yeah,
rock
but they're
tops and-
much bigger scale.
so like broad
Yes.
as opposed to columns. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Understood.
So they've got that height, if not more, if not more, if not taller, but yeah, much broader, like miles across some of them.
Alrighty then.
So yeah. So you make camp
Just-
again.
Aye.
Perfect.
Okay, while you're making camp, you spot them before you hear them. See them before you hear them. You see a group of figures which you're quickly able to identify as zombies, even in the failing light. And they sort of stagger and wander aimlessly around, generally sort of slowly getting closer, but not really. Don't seem to be heading directly towards you.
Keep an eye on them. Make
How
sure they're
far
not
away are they?
towards us.
The minute, a few hundred yards.
Many we're talking, Phil.
It's hard to tell at distance. Somewhere between 30, 50.
It. We're better off getting in the hut.
Yeah.
So here's a question. If we have a pole that I could sit on, mostly a seat or something, inside Learmon's hut, and I stuck my head out the top, would spirit guardians extend out around the hut on the outside?
No idea.
What's the
Do you want
range
to
of
give
it?
it a 15?
And what's
15-foot
the
radius.
range of the size of the dome?
10-foot radius.
10-foot radius.
So you're talking
a
10-foot height.
So you'd have it possibly clear it by a few feet. Yeah, on all sides, I suppose.
So what I was thinking was, if we could create a system where we could clear parts of the jungle of undead, because Castle Learmon's hut, Fook climbs up a pole, sticks his head and shoulders out the top, like, kill me. Anyway, undead come, and then it casts spirit guardians, and they obviously hit the side of the hut, and then they're like, I assume, trying to climb up the outside, which is super slippy or whatever, and they'd have to like climb up each other to reach the top. But as long as my head's out, spirit guardians will just be absolutely flaying them to pieces. Plus, they'll be traveling half speed, and we could probably murder 50 odd without breaking a sweat. What do you guys think? Worth an experimental try?
No. Because if
Yeah.
it goes wrong, it'll go horribly wrong.
Yeah, but it would be fun. Don't be a killjoy.
I mean, how many undead are there in this group? You said 50, maybe
Maybe.
plus. I mean, if it was 1,000, then we've probably got a problem because they'd probably swamp the top of the hut, and then we'd have to kind of retreat inside and hope they forget about it and wander off before the hut goes away. And I just like sit in a circle. As soon as the hut goes poof, they will go.
Yeah, it would be an issue if they didn't decided if they were a bit persistent.
Okay, just thought it's an option. Might be worth giving it a go sometime, just as an experiment.
Okay, they like I say, they continue to get a little bit closer, but like I said, they're not heading directly towards you. They're sort of they might pass, they might completely pass you by, or they might get close. It's hard. They're this kind of meandering, not really walking in a straight line.
Okay. Keep an eye on them with telescope. Do anything pop out? Anything obvious about the way they're moving?
I suppose you can make a perception check with using the telescope, I guess.
Oh, well, got one. We may as well.
See if we got that triangle on the head or not.
Oh yeah, good thinking. 18, I think.
18. Okay, let's see. You don't see any, so you can. Once I've got a bit closer, because the light's steadily failing as well, so, you can see there's no sign of this marking on these ones, but they're all blind. They've each and every single one has got at least one arrow embedded in each of its eye sockets, which might account for the like sort of random sort of
Randomness.
yeah.
I mention it to the others that these seem to have been blinded by
That's
arrows.
got
That's
to
weird,
hurt if
that.
they walk face first into something.
I mean, we could try and gank this lot because I can't see anything. Or again, we can just leave them alone. Let all this lovely XP, I mean, this horrible undead scourge, wander on through the jungle.
Yeah, I think we're better off letting them be, to be honest.
Yeah, that's cool. No, so that's fine. Camp bed down for the night then.
Okay. See if I can find. Right. So the again, the night passes without anything of note happening. You break camp, make your usual preparations. If you need to deduct anything from your inventories, do so, and then get underway again. So let's see,
Whoop, whoop.
time's up.
Oh wow. Those are some pretty cool rolls.
Another one.
Don't let them to be wasted, please. Okay.
Yeah, got my 2 hit points back.
Right. Right, and so you set off again.
At this point, because Fuchs got like we've got the map, don't we? The detailed map.
Yeah, the one we're looking at on the screen, Phil.
Yeah. Fuchs sort of asks Azarka and Salida. They knows. Azarka probably doesn't know. Is it difficult to navigate from here to get to Jahaka Bay?
So let's see. So
The Huckabee.
Yeah, it's just down.
I'm assuming it's through the basin and then down that River Taff.
Yeah, but we don't know what's in between because the map's, blanked at this point.
So let's see.
I mean, it'd be rude not to say hi to the pirates we met a few months ago. If it was an easy, couple days trip each way. Hey boys, how you doing? Stab, stab, stab.
Just 1 second. I need to check.
It'd take us at least a couple of weeks, I think, to get there from where we are. And that's even if we have
And
boats
no
going
doubt
down
it
the
will.
river.
It will happen at some point.
So Salida says, that'll be the last then, Finn. They're probably on foot, probably about a week.
Okay.
Oh no, it's not fit. So just have a look at this map. So
You sure?
I figure it'd take us at least 2 weeks if it were on foot.
So it'll take about a week to reach Ataz Kahakla,
Yeah.
which is a gorge that through that the River Taff flows through, which that flows into Jahaka anchorage. She's never been through Ataz Kahakla, as it in the common tongue it's called the Gorge of Death.
Oh.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Sounds
What
well
was-
created.
Yeah, 1 out of TripAdvisor, 1 out of 10 would not do it again.
Or 5 out or 10 out of 10 matches the description.
Yeah, that's a better one.
So yeah, once reach there, depending on whether you follow the river, it's about another week from there,
Yeah, okay, no fair dues. I mean, this is idle chit chat as we're.
and that just takes you to the edge of Jahaka Bay. That's an estimation. She's never been down that way.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Food
so
highly recommend she doesn't.
so let's see. So by the end of so you set off again, and by the end of this day, you come to the edge of this area that's just stretched out before you. That's just like this massive region of these deep, really deep, vast canyons surrounded on all sides by these massive rock plateaus that rise hundreds of feet above you, and like something like I say, a lot of them are like miles across, several miles across. Let's see if I can think. I might have like an image of give you an idea. I did have a real good one, but it's disappeared. Where are we? Ah, there we go. So this kind of a real world image, but it gives you an idea of what a rough idea of what you're looking at. If you can see that.
Yeah.
2 minutes. Just
And that's probably a smaller one compared to what they're like.
Is that Phil?
Sorry?
cool.
Is that?
Where is it?
Yeah, where is it?
In real life or in this map?
In real life, I
in
think
real
he's
life.
asking.
Oh, it's probably Venezuela, I would have thought. There's quite famous. They're called Paradise Islands or something like that, and they're these massive basalt levels that come out of jungles, and the creatures that live on them are actually being isolated from the rest of the jungle, so you get lots of unique flora and fauna on top of these things.
doesn't
Like you see Angel Falls,
say, unfortunately.
the famous one called with Angel, is it Angel Falls? Where you got that really long, thin waterfall that comes down. That's one of them as an example.
All right.
Are you just recoiling the story of Up, Disney's Up? Have you seen
Well,
that
it's
film?
based on that. No, seriously, it's based on that.
I would imagine it is.
So another one that's another pretty good example of what one looks like as well, because they are more red rock, sort of a bit more barren than that.
Or like Table Mountain.
Yeah, like yeah, and what's it in Australia?
Ayers Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's rude now. It's not Ayers Rock. Uhuru. I think it's Uhuru.
Yeah.
Uluru. Uhuru was the Star Trek communications officer in the original series.
There you go. So that's maybe probably
Yeah.
more like, but again, it's more like Arizona desert. Yeah, there's not as much. There's very little greenery surrounding. So I'll probably better get one. But anyway, you get the idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, so by the end of the next day, that day, you come to the edge of this this area. Can reveal a bit, so it can reveal a bit more on the map. So you can see into it, into the next hex. We can't see beyond. Right. So Salida tells you that the plateau where Mbala is located is about another day's journey.
Whew. Job and a half.
From there, it can be slow going, threading your way through the canyons.
We'll have to do it though.
I mean, Cade could probably ferry us up to the top of one of these plateaus using the fly spell, though it would probably use up all his spell slots today.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, would that speed things up if we got on top of the plateau and walked along up there instead?
said that'll probably make things simpler when you get to the right one. It wouldn't serve much of a purpose climbing to the top of one of the others. That's
Oh,
just going to
okay.
slow you down. That'll just make the journey even longer.
Oh, that is.
Because there's you still got the massive, and there's these canyons, but the canyons themselves are massive. They're miles across, so it's not like you can get to the top of one and just skip
Yeah.
across
Understandable.
the tops. Okay, so again, you pass the night without event, and as you're getting ready to set off the next day, the 11th of Fireseek, Salida tells you that you possibly have less hours of daylight when you're traveling through here, because obviously it takes longer for the sunlight to hit the floors of the canyons, and you lose sunlight a lot quicker.
Yeah, we explained to Salida that we come from a very cold climate. We're quite used to the very short days you sometimes can have.
Well, that's good then, because the temperature is much cooler in this area.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Is there anything? Yeah. Is there anything? Oh, no, don't want that. Is there anything anybody's wanting to do? Any?
Oh yes, Fafuk slightly changes his spell selection, and drops one of his spells and drops hold person and picks up detect traps after the party's performance at the last temple, where they thought taking traps to the face was the way to defuse them. He figures detect traps may become useful in an abandoned city. That's it from me.
Anybody else?
No.
No.
Do we want to try the jug that we've got with anything else? I can't think of off the top of my head that would be. Do you want to try the healing potion stuff?
Oh yeah,
If that
did the
works?
vinegar work? Did the vinegar work?
It did,
didn't
yes.
check.
It created 2 gallons of vinegar.
Or
So Tacklin was most put out when his beer request was turned down. Fafuk chuckles about that all day.
You want to try something else?
yeah, I can't think of what though. Any ideas?
Oh God, yeah, so many. Acid.
Okay. It
Yeah.
produces 8 ounces of acid.
Oh,
No.
you're joking? Wow. Okay, I don't have anything to put it in, but that's definitely good to know. Well, healing potion, of course.
Okay, we can try that the next day.
Well, we've traveled for like 3-4 days, so I
You
assume
have,
we've
but
been
nobody mentioned anything about it.
okay.
The vinegar thing.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So you enter this region of plateau, these giant plateaus and canyons, and the wildlife noticeably becomes much sparser. What you do see is like mainly snakes and small reptiles. You do catch sight of some large flying reptiles every now and then, and possibly what you suspect might be more of those terror folk.
I was just going to ask if they were like that.
But yeah, the foraging, the pickings are very thin here. There's very little to forage. Even Azaka is comes up short, as she's quite unfamiliar with this terrain herself.
Where did that bird man come from?
He said he came from Kir Sabal.
Oh, right. Other side of the map.
Which he did urge you to come and to visit.
Yeah, but considering it was in the opposite
Yep.
side of the continent, we were like,
I'm not saying that you should have done. I'm just saying that's what he said.
yeah. Carry on, I suppose.
So yeah, you make your way into these, and as Salida says, the temperature is still warm by your standards, but it does drop dramatically. And it's very dusty and windy, as like a wind sort of howls down these down some of the narrower of the canyons. But yeah, they're vast. They're like really wide. Some of them are like easily several miles across. Even the smaller of them are probably almost a mile across. There's like they said, there's these big plateaus, and there's also smaller ones and big columns of rock that are probably several hundred yards across. But yeah, you're just like dwarfed, like insects amongst all these massive rock formations.
Nice.
So you come again, another day passes with very little happening, and as it gets later in the day, sort of maybe about 3 or 4 o'clock, and you rapidly start losing light. And Salida suggests finding somewhere to make camp. Unfortunately, is not able to find anything, any natural shelters. But of course you have still got your Lehman's hut.
Yep.
But she says it should only take an hour the following day before she thinks you should come to the Ambala Plateau.
Nice.
Is there anything different you're doing this evening, or just sticking to
No.
standard practice?
Yes.
Standard practice.
Okay. Right. So, let's see who's on watch. So how many people got on watch? Got 5 people on watch. Haven't we? 1, 2, 3, 5.
Yeah.
Should have done that with that instead. Stupid. Okay, so who's on second to last watch? That would be
Second to last.
yeah.
Me.
Oh right. Okay. So pretty quiet night. You've been probably on watch for about an hour when you spot some movement coming down following the walls of one of the canyons, one of the plateaus, like slowly slinking between like the boulders, like boulder fields.
It looks humanoid or
No, it's some kind of animal. It's walking on all fours. As it gets a bit closer, it looks like a big cat, and it comes right up to the shelter. And when it does, you realise that another one's has come up from behind. So it comes up behind the shelter, so they like flank it, and they look like panthers, but they've got what look like snakes spriting out of the shoulders.
oh dear.
How close do they come to the? I mean, I'm fast
right
asleep.
up to it. They're like so they come right
So
up to it.
Obold So Obol could punch one from inside.
Good, yes.
I don't think you can do that, can you?
No, of course you can. You can fire a bow out of Leomund's tiny hut. It only stops spell effects. It doesn't stop anything else. So you could swing a sword from inside the hut. How else do we walk in and out? The only thing you can't do is cast spells through it. Yeah, you monks could run around the outside just beating the
Creatures and
crap out of
objects within the
anything.
dome, when you cast a spell, can move freely through it.
Yeah, so basically you're immune. As long as you're inside, you're fine. So you could stick a spear out or a sword or whatever.
So yeah, they like spend quite a bit of time.
Keys is gone.
Who is gone?
He's dropped off
Yeah.
Discord. Kieran.
Okay.
Just wait while he pops back up then.
So obviously, Kizzy's Kieran's recognised what they are. But obviously, we have no idea what these things are. No idea.
Well, I think he thinks he knows what they are, but I don't think. I think he's thinking. I know what he's thinking they are. But
Okay.
I could try talking to him.
it's a leopard. It's like a leopard, not a panther. So wait while he comes back.
Speak of the devil.
Is he back?
That was working finally.
Yep. What happened there?
The computer did an update that Discord seemed to disagree with.
Yeah, right.
It just turned into a blank screen.
Is this one wonderful Windows 10?
It wasn't a Windows 10 update. It were a GPU update. And Discord is. Oh, there we go. Finally.
Okay, so it was. So I made a slight error in the description. So it doesn't look like a panther. It looks like more like a leopard. This is what it looks like.
Was
See that?
on a go slow.
Not yet.
No.
No.
There we go. Sorry.
Ah, right. Yeah. Got it.
Oh, wait. That looks all kinds of nasty.
And the big as well. It's bigger than a normal. It's quite a bit bigger than a normal big cat.
Looks like small pony sized.
Yeah. And like I said,
Oh,
they
I was just
spend quite
I
a bit of
just-
time sort of prowling around the perimeter of the shelter, sniffing and snarling.
I'll
But
watch and be interested and just have my spear ready just in case.
I was just saying, Kieran, that you can attack it if you want. If you stay inside the hut, you can shove a spear out of the hut if you like.
I'd rather not.
Yeah.
Try and annoy it.
But they hang around for a good 15-20 minutes and then eventually seem to lose interest and move on.
Keep an eye on them just in case they're
Okay.
trying to circle back or something.
Right, you don't see him again for the rest of the night, and it's till it comes to time to change over for watch, and again, nothing else happens that evening, and you wake the next morning. So it takes about an hour more before it starts to get lighter. So go on. Moving on. It's not having it on. That's weird. Don't have it on. Yeah.
Maybe we could conjure up some dangerous animal urine in that jar and spread it around the camp. to put predators off.
Hmm.
Like a
Suppose you could do.
T-Rex urine. Did it run? Scare
How
them
would
off.
you get? How would you get that anyway? Would you have to like sneak around behind a T-Rex until it took a piss?
We'll conjure it from a jar.
Oh, sorry, jar. Yes. What do you think, Tacklin? Beer, T-Rex urine. Beer,
Dino.
T-Rex.
Rhino piss.
Dino piss. Do we get dino piss?
You get nothing.
For Fuchs's, let me try lemon juice.
Nothing.
Yeah. Healing potion.
It's run out of charges.
It doesn't do it, so it doesn't use up a charge if it doesn't produce anything. Healing potion, saying healing potion does nothing.
Oil.
That does.
Oh, cool.
Perhaps you need to specify which healing potion.
Oil,
okay.
so that produces a quart of oil. So, which is what, 2 pints? Is a quart 2 pints? I think it's a quart. A quart is a quarter of a gallon, isn't it?
I would not know.
I think it's 2
Imperial
pints.
confuses the living shit out of me.
I think it's a quart is
2 quarts, whatever the fuck that is. Gonna have to Google it now. And is it American quarts or different to everyone else's?
okay. So
Yeah,
I think it's American.
It will be America.
Approximately 1.13 liters.
American quarts in
It's quart. Yeah, it's a quarter of a gallon. English unit is quarter of a gallon, so that's what I'm going with.
a US capacity measure equal to 2 pints or 0.946 liters because it's a US quart, not a UK quart.
Yeah, I'm going with the British, the English one. Quart is an English unit of volume equal to a quarter of a gallon. 3 kinds of quarts are currently used: the liquid
That's
quart
what I'm
and
saying.
dry quart of the US customary system. There's not much difference between. I'm going with the British one because it makes it's easier to understand. Quarter a gallon.
You say easier, but for someone who grew up with metric, it's all fucking gobbledygook.
It's quarter a gallon. That's easy.
I agree with you. You know, metric is far more easier and far easier to convert anything. You know,
Yeah.
Imperial is obsolete.
Right,
So-
now we've settled that.
Yep.
Let's move
So
on.
somebody's keeping a list of what it makes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've got it.
Joke
Right.
doesn't produce dino urine, lemon juice, or healing potion. Oh, you're listing what it can do. I'm listing what it can't do.
I got water, beer, vinegar, acid, and oil.
Yeah. Have you wrote down the amounts?
No.
No. 8 ounces of acid, 4 gallons of beer, 1 quart of oil, 2 gallons of vinegar, and 8 gallons of fresh water.
Seems the rare liquids only produce a small amount, doesn't it?
Give me vinegar and water again, please.
Vinegar 2 gallons, fresh water 8 gallons.
Why
Please
did
tell
you
me
specify
Tacklin
fresh
this,
water?
this fresh water, isn't it? We didn't try salt water. Not yet, anyway.
What do we need salt water for? Anyway.
Well, Fafuk is very interested.
So, after you've eaten your fill of berries and drunk your water and filled your water skins, true to Salida's word, within about an hour you're confronted by an 1,800-foot high plateau with sheer cliffs that rises above heaps of boulders as large as ships A narrow path can be seen cut into the cliff face, which seems to steadily switch back and forth, climbing all the way to the top.
Tell me we need to get to the top of this.
It's like
Yep.
Salida says, this is Mabala.
Ah, crap.
1,800
there's-
foot.
18.
The city's on top then. City's on top of this thing.
Yeah. The ruins of Mabala.
Who's going first then?
Technically, we can go first. I don't mind.
Yeah, if you want to go first, I'll go second.
Do you think we ought to tie ourselves together while we're travelling up this thing?
Do you want me to go spider form?
Well, no, I'm saying, do you think we ought to tie ourselves all together while we're climbing up this thing? Because
I
if
mean, it's
one
a
person
trail.
falls and they're not connected to anyone, they're just going to fall.
Is it vertical or is it like I don't know, is it like you've got cliff on one side and drop off on the other? Full, the trail.
So yeah, it's carved into a vertical cliff face. Yeah, so it's cut into. There's a
Yeah.
path cut in. So it's like been. It's not well. Yeah, so it's not a natural path. It's one that's been cut into the cliff face, like path.
Yeah, that's
It's
tied together.
Not vertical climb though, is it?
no, it's not a
No,
vertical
no.
climb. No, this path
But if
you
sort of makes its way around the like cliff. So it'll go around so far. So it kind of almost
In a spiral.
yeah. So it switches back sometimes, but yeah, it spirals generally. It spirals around the perimeter of it.
Yeah, I think tying together is sensible. Just because if you fall off, you've got a long way down.
Yeah.
Right, so we do that and then we head up.
Okay. Okay, right. So Salida leads you around. It takes about another hour as she leads you around to the north side, where the path begins, and through many switchbacks, it winds across the cliff face, following, like I say, switching back and spiraling around the perimeter of it. The paths width of the path varies, but it's never wider than 5 feet. Sometimes only a couple of feet wide in places where it's crumbled away and there's tumbled boulders and tangled roots that block your path in many places. But you're able to take your time and clear the obstructions out of your way as you come across them, and or carefully climb around them when need be. So you're able to like navigate this path safely, if slowly. It's probably about 3 miles, but even so, it takes you 3 hours to get to the top. Although it'll probably be, if you have to come up here again, it'll probably be a little bit quicker because you've taken some time to clear obstructions and things on your way up. As you climb ever higher above the tree line, you're treated to stunning views of the surrounding wilderness across the Aldani Basin to the southeast. In the distance, you can see what appears to be a floating chunk of rock above. It's located some distance across the Aldani Basin. It must be sizable because you can see it, and it's literally suspended, maybe well, you can make a guess, I suppose, as to how. It's a bit hard to tell at this distance because it's like what. How far away would it be? 'Cause you can see a
We're
lot
using the
further from up here, obviously,
using
but
the telescope. It
so,
doesn't make out any more detail.
no, not really. A little bit, but it's really far away. So it's across. You can see it's like far across the opposite side of the Eldani Basin. It's maybe you can, like I say, you can make an intelligence check if you want. If you want to make an estimate.
With advantage, because I've got the telescope.
Uh,
Is that just for you? Oh.
no, anybody
Well,
can make a
anyone
anybody
can
can make
borrow
a
it.
guess. No, I wouldn't say it'll. No, I wouldn't say so. Maybe lower difficulty a little bit, but won't give you advantage.
Okay.
But anybody can make a guess as to how far it is.
Not with these rolls.
Nobody's done it so far.
Cade, you're our last hope.
Didn't you have like a 19 on a divination roll? That could come in handy.
Oh, didn't need to roll
Oh,
it.
wow. Well, you could just roll it.
As requested by my fellow party member.
Okay, so Cade, you reckon it's maybe at least 100 miles away.
Okay, I share my thoughts with the rest of the group.
Like I say, you can see a hell of a lot further because you're really high up.
That 10 X's then?
Yep, about 10 hectares away. So it is. Let me put it. I can mark it on you. Oh, I can put it on. Let me see. It is about here.
In the mark.
Middle of the swamp.
There we go.
It's beyond
Other side
beyond
of
the
the
edge of the swamp.
All right.
So
Why is that again? Let me see.
it's like a floating chunk of rock.
Is there nothing in the direction of, like, to the west, to where we?
I believe so. I've got the rest of it. So, yes, that's what you can see to the southeast. To the west, as you come around the west side of the path takes you around the west side, you can see poking up, nestled in the jungle and poking up above the treetops, a huge ziggurat. Which is here.
Ziggurat. Fascinating. So that's pretty much what we're aiming at then.
And you can also all make a perception check.
Sorry,
Okay, 20.
Just updating my maps. Perception. So 22.
I found my whisper macro. Hooray.
Hey, not bad, Cade.
Do, do, do.
Obviously, I'm asking Zark and Salida what these things are.
So Salida tells you that the ziggurat to the west is Oralunga. as to the thing to across the Aldani Basin. Let's see, I'll have to make a check on that, but just a moment, just finish this message.
Well, I mean, we can take directions and bearings, right, from where we are now, because, you know, we've got line of sight and we can work out the exact direction.
Uh-huh.
So if we were there looking back this way or at the floating rock, knowing the more or less distance and the direction, we should be able to orient ourselves a little easier, perhaps. We can't
Now-
see to Port Nyanzaru, for instance. I mean, we
Sorry?
can see 100. Can we see back to Port Nyanzaru? Because we can see at least 100 miles to see that floating rock, and a little less to see the ziggurat.
Apparently not, for some reason. Probably because of the mountains.
And I would imagine that the city is not taller than a jungle, so you might not be able to see it.
So yeah, the mountains, that surround that to the northwest and what have you, that run sort of northeast to southwest, and then around to the southwest. They're even taller than, they're even higher, much higher.
Okay. Well, Fafuk is sort of scanning the horizon with his
So
telescope and goes.
some of you should have got a message.
Yeah, so Fafuk is working this into the story by saying Fafuk's scanning the horizon with his telescope and then freezes and goes, "What the fuck is that doing there? I think there's a boat."
Yeah, I can see that. Some sort of shipwreck.
Boat? About?
Yeah. To the south. I'll point them out to him, Phil.
Okay. One moment.
Hand over the telescope so people can take a
So
look.
neither Azaka or Salida know what that is to across the Aldani Basin. So the shipwreck you can see is roughly here. And even further to the southwest, you can see the smoke rising from volcanoes that dotted along the ridge, the Cobalt Mountains.
Well,
Shipwreck's got in the middle of the jungle.
maybe a dragon picked it up and dropped it.
Okay,
Oh,
you can
not-
all make another perception check as well.
I've suddenly gone blind, Phil.
You're still fascinated by that ship.
I've just put myself in the eye while I've been looking at that canopy.
2.
Perception, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 21.
Okay, so Cade, Luhai, and Fafuk. So you, several times while you're making this ascent, you see these several of these winged lizards that Salida and Azaka refer to as pterodons. They believe the Terrafolk are somehow descended from or related to in some way, and you also spot, although they're quite distant, you see a few of them, a few Terrafolk flying around as well.
The pterodon's got a breath weapon. I'll ask the leader and Zaka.
Not that they're aware of, no.
Like they're not related to dragons.
No. No, they have one of Ubatu's creations. One of Ubatu's children. Ubtuau, or however the hell you
Anything
pronounce it.
special we should know about them? Or can you negotiate with them?
Says
Are they edible?
they're animals. They're just
Oh,
creatures.
okay. Are they edible?
Neither of them have tried eating one of them, but they're possibly.
Fafuk files it away under maybe.
Okay, so you continue your climb anyway. About 100 feet below the lip of the plateau, the path, which is proceeding west along across the cliff at that point, veers directly into a natural cleft in the stone face, and steps are cut into a 15-foot wide crevice. Scenes of jungle predators, flying lizards, and erupting volcanoes are carved in shallow relief onto the walls in ways that make creative use of the natural shape of the rock face. You come and merge at the stone steps eventually emerge onto the top of the plateau. Let's see. So you probably can't see anything at the moment. Oops, let's get rid of that huge thing. Get rid of that. Play characters. So who's at the front? What's the marching order? Give me a quick rundown so I can put these down the right order.
Just tackle them in Fafuk.
Tackling.
We always keep Fafuk in the middle. Well,
Sorry,
okay.
it was just for the walk, just for traps and stuff, because perception.
Tackling. I'll just put that around. So put Foot there. So Cade's roughly in the middle, I believe, isn't it? That's not Cade.
Are we doing single file or?
No, it's wide enough to. I'll stick them on the steps. You can rearrange yourselves as you want. There you go. So it dropped like massive, just like sheer drop. Oh, but man, no, you're in like a cleft, a sort of cleft. Just drop off there. I'm not sure. Okay. So the stone steps emerge onto the top of the plateau beneath a once grand but now decrepit wooden gateway. The gates that seal this entrance are rotted away, only their rusted iron hinges and reinforcing bands remain. In their place are heaps of human skulls, picked clean of all flesh and bleached white by the sun. They grin up at you from the roadway and down from atop towering mounds.
Holy shit! How many skulls are there?
Hundreds.
Asks the leader, what the fuck is this?
She doesn't know. She's never been. She doesn't know much about the history of Mabala, and she's never been here before, like she's already told you.
Sorry, I thought you said she.
What does Zaka want it?
I thought Azaka had never been here, and
No,
Salida had.
Salida knows where it is. She's never been up here.
Oh, right. And she's never heard of why there'd be all these skulls here.
She don't know much about she don't know much about the history of the place now. She knows, like she says, she knows it used to be like a capital of one of the smaller kingdoms in Chult, and that about 100, 200 years ago it was abandoned or ransacked. She don't know.
Well, cautiously, I suppose, we approach. Are any of these skulls fresh, or are they all sort of
No,
old?
they're really old.
Okay. Shall we head up into the entrance?
Yes.
I suggest we stay in the formation where there's just the two of us up front, Fafook in the middle, and then Kid and a little higher at the back.
Suppose we inch forward.
Okay, just one moment. It's a weird place for this. So the place is like scattered with ruin buildings of long, lot of the there's just remains of some of the outer walls. The majority of them, a lot of the roofs and interiors have long since collapsed and rotted away. Okay, so you two, you can see across the the ruins, you can see like a large statue of some kind.
Go take a
Move to
look.
investigate, Phil.
Sorry.
Move to investigate it.
Okay. What's everybody else doing? Let's like pause it a moment while we see what everybody's going to do. So you can see what you can see. If you can't see what you can see, nobody's told you anything about it at the moment.
Well, currently it's just still all ruins, mainly in the middle, apart from that statue. Broken walls and
Folk, don't try
parapets.
touching it.
Yeah. Don't try removing anything off it either. I'm going to go around the outer edge of the wall along the west wall and follow that along.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's everybody else doing? You staying where you are at the entrance?
Yes.
Is that same for Fook and Lose Eye? Staying at the
I'm gonna
entrance?
I was just going to head up until just inside the gates.
move up.
Okay.
Just there. Yeah, stop there.
Right. Okay, so you can all make, apart from Cage, you can make perception checks.
I thought we were going to roll another one then.
Ooh, 20. Okay, right. So apart from
That was
Cade,
me.
as you're cautiously making your way forward, you keep catching movement out of the corner, out of the sort of like on the peripheries of your vision. But when you keep looking, there's nothing there. You don't know if maybe it's just the wind blowing something, and then at some point, each of you see like a ghostly figures flitting between the ruins of the buildings.
Yeah.
Sort of all around. You see, you probably each of you see several figures. Meanwhile, tackling, you come up to this statue. So it's a large crumbling statue in front of you. It appears to be of a man holding a staff pointed towards the sky, though much of the detail has been weathered away. At the base of the statue is an empty bowl, and words are inscribed at the below it in Old Ormuan.
Do we have anybody on board that speaks, writes, reads Omuan?
I can cast comprehend languages.
Cool.
We could just ask the leader or Zaka.
That's what I was thinking. The Helm of Comprehend Language. Does that help me read, or is that just for listening?
Listening.
I'll just check. I'm not sure. I think it's for both.
Oh, I thought it was for just listening.
I thought it was just listening.
Well, it's basically gives you a comprehend languages spell.
Yeah,
so
so you
I could
can
just use
read
it then.
it then.
Cool.
You need to touch it though to read it.
Yeah, no problem. I'll activate the Helm of Comprehend Languages.
Right.
And read where it says.
Okay. Right. Yeah, as you touch it, the words become readable, and this is what it says.
You are so fucked now, buddy. You should have left when you had a chance.
He's tackling, I am your father, and then chops off his hand.
No, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a sucker by the toe.
What's everybody else doing?
Fafuk's trying to keep tabs on these little flitting things, trying to work out if they're undead or if they're actually just really skinny people.
So
I rolled a 20 on
so
perception.
one of them comes quite close, like this building, just to your left or to the east, whichever way you want to look at it. And it appears to be a ghost. Just like you can clearly see, like it's a Chultan woman, and she a figure passes through some of the rubble, and she then disappears into one of the buildings. It's just and seems to fade away. But you can, not all the time. But every now and then you see one of these ghostly figures moving about the place.
I'm gonna shout, Phil.
What do you mean? You have to be a bit
Going
more...
to.
No, sorry, I mean Dan. You'll have to be a bit more descriptive in that message than what you put down. I don't know what you mean.
Right, sorry then.
But
that was just basically what I was thinking.
Well, I'm not going to tell
I will. No. I'll.
If you put it in the text, what are you saying, Lee?
I'm going to shout. I'll shout, "Hello! Is anybody there?"
Hello, is it me you're looking?
Okay, right. So one of these figures sort of appears from nearby from a building. Let's see. Stupid thing to stick to the pointer. Get off!
Like a piece of snot.
Oops. Stupid rules. So it appears from out this building, and as you call out, it stops and looks towards you, and its face transforms into like a terrifying from that of a quite pleasant young looking children woman to this horrifying visage, and it just screams and hurtles towards you, and just
Nice.
just the last minute it disappears.
I don't think I like being spoken to.
Right, tackling.
Don't say it like that.
It's almost like a farewell.
Dearly beloved.
We are gathered here to witness the passing of Tacklin.
Seth to pay his respects.
Goes to meet his brother.
Where are we?
The bowl is a mimic. It eats your face.
Oops.
The whole city is a mimic.
Or reading something where the enemy in one of these stories that we're reading, they went into a dungeon and they found out the whole dungeon were a mimic. They were just spawning other mimics because it was just filled with treasure chests that were all mimics. And they realised that the whole dungeon was actually a giant-sized mimic.
Oh, genius. I saw a cartoon ages ago where the concept was mimics can actually have intelligence. And so mimics can mimic anything. So eventually you had like a whole town of mimics.
Yeah.
So like every building, every fountain, every piece of furniture, everything was just fucking mimics.
I'll shout everybody over, Phil.
Sorry?
I will shout everybody over.
Okay, so for Phil, you saw, obviously you saw that as well. Tackling, you possibly saw that the ghost that like sort of like went screaming and hurtling towards Luhai and then disappeared. And then at that point, you all hear Tackling's voice echoing across the ruins, calling you.
Mm,
Move
Doesn't appear
towards
to
him
be in a
then, Phil.
panic.
I'll stroll towards him while keeping an eye on these
Okay.
spirits then.
yeah, same.
What are you doing? What's Cade doing?
Trying to approach cautiously.
I'm just trying to walk in, I'm trying to save my skin, doing nothing dangerous.
There you go.
Sort of beckon Cade over.
I can't see much.
Yeah, just head towards us. If you head up to the entrance, you'll see us.
Cade dies.
No. Yeah, we all head up to. I sort of quietly tell everyone, Luzai called towards one of the ghosts. It did not seem to like it at all, so maybe we should just try and keep quiet.
Okay, so you approach Tackling, who stood by this like crumbling large statue of a man holding a staff, pointing up towards the sky. The bowl at the foot of the statue, the inscription. The statue, as you can see, the like sort of marks on the ground where the statue has moved to one side, revealing a set of stone steps leading below.
I'll just fill them in and rest it, Phil. When I cast comprehend language on the text, it was a riddle, and it just said, whose mother is a cloud, whose father is the sky, whose child is a band of colours, whose enemy is dry. So I just poured some water in, and the statue moved. With a grinding of stone, the statue slowly moves to one side, revealing stone steps leading below.
Nice.
Wow, well done. Would you like me to check for traps?
Yes, please.
I'll move here, Phil, while they're doing that, just to see what else there is.
Okay. Let me don't everybody move a minute because it looks like I was just clicking on your tokens and the vision's wrong. It's using it as if it's giving you like as if it's a torch, and you should be able to see further than that.
Well, mine seems fine.
Mine seems okay too.
I can just see in a circle around.
Yeah, you see, even if you zoom out, you still got a circle. It should
Yeah.
be. It should be that.
For food
Oh.
costs.
Might be
An incredibly large circle.
It is an incredibly large circle. Yeah.
I didn't notice at first. But yeah, when I zoomed out, I thought, oh, that's
We'll
weird.
just check. They might be the actual location, configuration of the location.
That's 30. It's a 30-foot radius, so that's like movement distance.
Real
I
areas
think.
that control through
The mine's 60, I think, isn't it?
I'm 62.
What's that do? There we go.
Oh
There we
wow,
go.
I can see everything now.
There we go. That's what it's meant to be.
Oh, what's that? I spy another statue or something
Something down here I can see as well.
down in the southeast. There's a tower or something. That might be a well,
Mm.
but there's something down in the southeast.
Right, so for Fuqual car, head to the entrance of this steps down and peer in. I'll use like lights or something if it's dark down there to see if I can.
Yeah,
I wonder
it's
how far
pitch
I
black
can see.
down there, apart from the bit of light that illuminates the steps, and you can see the steps go down.
I won't go down yet.
Go down about 20 feet or so, like depth-wise.
And then open into a room or something.
Yeah, it looks like there's a room or something, or a room or a hallway, a room or a corridor. There's something beyond the bottom of the steps, anyway.
Okay, I'll sort of say I can see 20 foot, and there's sort of a landing, and then something. Shall I head down there and then find traps and see if anything pops?
I'd say leave it for the moment, or just scout out around the edge of this ruin, because it seems like there's a couple of things down here.
Sure. Okay. You go ahead. I'll wait here for you.
We'll move down to this well first, Phil.
Okay.
If it's a well.
Right. Is anybody else? So Obel's moves. Anybody else moving? You can move. Got opportunity. Move.
Jacqueline will be moving towards him as well.
Okay. What about Cade?
I'm just on standby to see what happens and interact if needed.
Okie dokie. Luhai and Fafuk.
Staying around.
Just hang around here.
Okay. Radio. So, let's see. Where's the descriptions of this place? Place, that's why. So yeah, it's an old well, about 15 feet in diameter, and you can see it drops, goes down about 15 feet, and then you can see some like scummy black water.
The opposite of what it shows on the map.
Sorry?
The opposite of what it shows on the map.
Yeah,
it's just all white.
Yeah, I don't know why it's white like that. But yeah, no, it's like all like scummy. You can smell it. So it's like scummy, stagnant water.
Right.
The shaft, it's the top of the well. It's like bricks. It's only about a foot or 2 foot tall. And the shaft itself looks like it might be mostly a natural shaft.
All right. What's this insect-looking thing in the bottom?
Let's see. That is probably the only structure that still appears to be intact, and it's a makeshift hut, at the edge of a boulder field and some of the ruined structures. The hut's made from thatch and animal hides stretched over the rib cage of an immense reptile. Animal skulls, wind chimes, and totems of feathers and shells rattle in a breeze, and smoke drifts from a hole in the roof of the hut.
Hmm.
If that doesn't scream
Well,
witch doctor, I don't know what does.
I was just about to say.
Right, at this point you notice ghostly figures appearing around you.
Oh dear. I'll slowly start to back off, Phil, make sure they don't surround me.
If combat's about to erupt, can we pause here? Because I've got an early start in the morning, and this smells like initiative.
Same for
Curiously,
me.
there's some red boxes around him.
Same for me. Early start.
Uh-huh.
Why does it say uninjured?
Because it's everything. All tokens say uninjured if they're uninjured. When you mouse over them, so you can check the health.
Do you have a friend?
Okay. So these all start popping up. So even one pops up directly behind Cade.
The half in a shock.
Oh my god! I wanted to save my skin. I told you.
And the one behind Cade, just like rushes at him, like flying into him, actually physically into him, and you can make a save, and then we'll leave it there.
Oh no.
God.
Don't I have time for a bonus action
No.
before? Okay. What kind of save you want me to do?
I want you to make a
Wisdom.
charisma save.
I'm
Oh,
beautiful.
no. Those are nasty.
You got any divination rolls? You not use them for saving throws.
Yep.
I am using it, so it's a 21.
Okay, right. So it flies straight into you and vanishes.
I wipe my sweaty forehead. Do I recognize what it was or anything?
It looks like a ghost.
See.
Mm-hmm. I scream from top of my head.
And I suppose we'll leave it there as more of them start appearing in the ruins all around you.
Dear.
Great. See you next week.
Wow.
I mean,
Marvelous.
we are playing next week, yeah?
I believe
Yeah.
so, yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, chaps. Good
Yeah.
session.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. Bye bye.